Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome to my channel. This is new, I guess. Okay. Okay, so my name's Leonora, and I wanted to bring to you guys the top 10 uncommon skills that go into witchcraft. So the first skill on the list is using everything you have. You need to use everything you have. You need to be resourceful. So being resourceful means using everything currently at your disposal. You don't need to go out and buy anything. You don't need to fall for the consumerism trap. You need to use what you have in your household first and foremost. So using everything you have could include, like, say you have leftover eggshells and you choose to powder them or dry them in some sort of way, and you use that as a material for marking things. Or say you already have like 10 Yankee candles in your house. You need to use those first before you go out and buy like little tiny chime candles and stuff. Skill number 2 is your ability to learn new skills and consistent practice. Practicing is a skill in itself, because you're not going to get anywhere if you don't know how to be consistent in your practice. So every day you need to be doing something, or you need to train yourself to where all this stuff comes to mind, you know. So say even if you're making tea in the morning or you're cooking, you need to be thinking about correspondences. Another option is you could do a daily meditation, or, you know, writing down your dreams, just something consistent, something that's making you pay attention to symbols and to your practice daily. Something, you need to find something consistent and stick with it. So with writing down dreams, that brings me to skill number 3, and that is writing down everything. Record keeping is an essential skill that is not gone over or mentioned enough. When we all know that you keep a book as you practice, but actually sitting down and writing down everything of note when you're in the moment is something that doesn't always come to mind first, but you need to learn how to make it come to mind. You need to set reminders or times for writing, or you need to get into the habit of reaching for your book first. So when you keep your book and you write down essential information that you discover, or you're writing down your ideas or your dreams, all of this is going to lead to future inspiration. And this is where skill number 4 comes in, is writing your own rituals. So some rituals are ecstatic, but many others have a structure. And it helps to start by having some kind of structure. And you don't have to do like, you know, the circle casting and the calling quarters or whatever. You don't have to do that, but you need to come up with some kind of consistent structure for yourself. And you can base that on the things that you've recorded in the past. When we write rituals and we work with deities, another important thing is historical research. And this tends to get glossed over in all, or it's not really spoken about in beginner videos, and you get something like blah blah blah, the burning times and 9 million women, whatever, but really you need to be doing actual historical research, because that's going to help expand your practice. You'll notice that at the beginning of a lot of beginner books, there will be something about witch history or whatever, but it's not entirely accurate, or it's something that's glossed over, and figures and numbers are thrown out there, different ones, but there's a lot of, the accuracy of those is questionable. And also whether or not those people actually practice like what we do, that's up for a big debate. So skill number 6 is reading people. So when it comes to daily life, or if you happen to meet other pagans or witches or Wiccans, You need to know how to read people, and you need to know how to read the situation, because not everybody wants to hear about the craft, right? And not all the time. And you also need to know how to read people, because when you get into group situations, you have to keep yourself safe. Reading people is also important if you're looking for a group or you're looking for friends to practice with, or if you're just looking for people to talk to, because you need to be able to kind of identify, like, okay, where's the BS at, and who actually cares about this, who actually is willing to teach me or guide me, or, you know, who's friendly, who's not, who seems a little bit sketchy, and you don't want to get yourself into a bad situation. So always be looking for red flags and always be reading people. Skill number 7 goes back into resourcefulness, and this is growing your own herbs, finding your own crystals, tumbling them, whatever, making your own candles, making your own items. It's important to support your local shops, the ones that have been around for a long time, but when you make something yourself, you put a bit of your own energy into it. And sometimes when you make things yourself, that can be a lot more powerful. And if you're resourceful and you use things that you already have, it also helps your budget. Skill number 8 is one of the most important, and this is going to tie back into the potential for group work, and it is to know thyself. So when you're starting out, and you're writing everything down and you're discovering your own practice, you need to know what works for you. You need to start finding those things, and you need to know your own practice, how you react to things, how you handle different situations, and you also need to know how well you work alone and how well you work with others, because some people don't work that well alone and other people don't work that well with others. So you need to know that before you get yourself into certain situations. Skill number 9 is the ability to work well with others and understanding group chemistry. If you stay in this path long enough, the chances are you may end up practicing with another person, or you may end up practicing with a partner or somebody you love, or you may end up practicing with a large group, or you may go to public spaces. And a key thing is to understand group chemistry and also how to remove yourself from group situations. In any group, there's going to have to be compromise, and you have to know thyself. And if you know that a situation is getting out of hand, you need to start employing some kind of way to control it or to control yourself. The only person you can really control is yourself in a group situation. But if you read people and you understand the group chemistry, you'll know how to better handle those situations. So that way the focus can stay on your craft and not on problems. And skill number 10 is the most important, and that is to be silent. Because sometimes in compromise, you need to keep your peace and keep your silence. And when it comes to spell work and rituals, ideally it's better that within the first 24 to 48 hours afterwards, you keep your silence on those things, because if you release energy out into the world, you don't want to be speaking about it and holding it back. So there are a lot of different reasons to keep your silence, and I'm sure that you can come up with some of them and come up with some more uncommon skills. Share them with me in the comments. This is Leonora. I'm out.